It is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D Forex. Still not working on the Hex Demon. I just have been burned out on everything. I would actually like be just skipping doing it. I just want to lay in bed and do nothing lately. It happens to me. Um, Not really sure why that happens. I just lose my motivation to do anything sometimes. And here we are. I turned off the background just for fun. The background's really only there for YouTube thumbnails. That's the only reason I put that on there. So we're just going to look at these ones today just for fun. We'll have a different background. What we're going to work on, though, is as long as all this stuff continues to work, which it looks like it is, Cowlitz has 0 heroes in it. Cowlitz. Sure does. 0. 2. Everything looks fucking wonderful. All right, we're there. I'm going to start my music. You guys can't hear it. I'm sorry. I wish you could. But though you may not, you may be glad you can't. Um, I don't know. Uh, I've heard different things from different people. Some people are like, "Oh, I like music on the streams," and other people are like, "I hate it because it's just distracting and it's terrible." So whatever. Uh, okay, so what are we doing? We have a few things we got to do today. We're yes button. We gotta recruit a hero, which does not mean the same thing as spawn a hero. So that's we're like working towards this, and then we're gonna remove the cost of recruiting a hero. So, and eventually we're gonna have these generated. I added some more stuff down here under counties, wherever counties are. Generate counties via color coded map, and I have a color coded map for testing, but I need to learn how to do that at before streaming, because I literally don't have any idea what the fuck I'm doing. So let me figure the basics out, and then we'll go for that. But now it's on the list officially. I don't know if I ever mentioned this. I added multiplayer at the bottom here, and I looked at some tutorials. I'm gonna have to do like some serious tutorial shit for multiplayer, but I want to start planning ahead. In chat got me worried one day because they were like, "Are you planning to put multiplayer?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You might want to plan ahead for that." It's like, yeah, um, of course I should plan ahead for that. So, but it started making me worried. I looked at one tutorial and it was like fucking insane. So I was like, "All right, I'm gonna have to set this up like on a different, go through some tutorials." So, but at least I have it on the list, right? That's all that counts. Anyways, so what we got to do today is when you hit, let's say you James Bryant here, when you hit this yes button, it needs to do something, and this no button needs to do something. And there's another way to do these pop-ups. This one, like, I manually did, and I'm going to do the next one the other way. And that way I will have, I'll see which way I like the most, and then I'll do it that way going forward. And that's kind of the way I do things now in Godot, if I find that there's 2 different ways to do something, I do them both ways, and then I see which one I like better. But anyways, so here we here's where we're at. We're at this yes thing. So we're going to need a script on there first off. Where is this thing? This is the population description. And then we have this recruit button. And then we have the recruit hero confirmation. Oh, we have a script on here. What does this script say? Oh, it's just, no, this is just the do you want to recruit whatever thing. But this is what we need. We're going to put in a couple of signals in. We're going to put 2 signals. Private void yes button. And we're just going to put I like the baby steps. You clicked the yes button. And then we'll do no button. You clicked the no button. Then I don't know why I'm clicking that one first, but that's the one we're gonna do first here. And let's see. This should be here. And we'll connect it. And then this one, we will connect. I don't know why it always goes back to the top there. Or we could send a bool through. Well, let's do it this way first, and then we'll think about this. We could send a bool that's like it's a yes or no button, but all right. That basic shit is done. Oh, we got a debug thing. I closed that while that thing was open. I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. On change off on visibility change object reference not set to an instance number 10. Here we go. This would be the problem. Uh, this is like some baby shit here. All right, just copy it. Just cut it. Just cut it. That was like a baby step that we were doing earlier. God damn it, I clicked that stupid sign in button. I don't know how often I do that. Every 3 times a stream. Oh, wow, look at that orange. Let's see here. What are we closing? I might be closing the wrong thing. It's saying if this is being, its visibility is changing on that thing. Wonder if it's one of those things where it's happening too fast. It's not like that bug. Well, we can also fix when we're at the end of the recruiting process because we haven't even put anything in here. Do you want to recruit Andrea Patterson? Yes, we do. I wonder if this happens to other people where you, like it's not that bad on this one, but on some of them when you hover over, it like goes onto my other screen, and maybe they fix that. Um, let's see. Yeah, so it's definitely that line that's the issue. I think it's just this is you know what? I don't care right now. If visibility change, if visibility equals true, this should happen. We're closing that thing. Um, we'll get to that in a second here. Let's do the next stuff. The next thing. So if this We'll do the no button first. If you click no, then we're just gonna hide this thing. Let's double check where this is. That's the spot where it should be. All we're doing is hiding that because we don't really care like what it says anymore. We just and then hopefully when we open it again, let's see here. Then let's go to someone else. Yeah, it's because that thing is open. Let's go to somebody else here. Yeah, so that works as intended. And it's just because that one thing is open. Maybe we have to tell it to close. It's this thing is the. I feel like it's happening too fast. That always seems to be the problem. So then if we hit yes here, and we'll fix that. And I forgot to push my code last time. That shocks me because I'm always so anal about that shit because I gave that big speech. It wasn't a speech. Basically, I was working with someone and they never pushed their code, so I never knew if they were doing anything. They always said they were doing stuff. So if you hit yes, we're going to have a couple of things happen. So one, we need to add this person to, we need to take them out of the, county population list and add them to the hero list. That will be the first thing. And then we're going to need to refresh that one panel because so when we look at this panel here, this needs to have the new hero on here. So first things first, we need to. So we're not spawning anything yet. This is you can recruit a hero and not have them in the county. Like they're in the county, but their spawned thing is not there. Look at that. I have 2 discords on my description. Yep, 2 discords on my description. There we go. Fixed it. In OBS, I see the chat, and when I start a stream, it says, that I'm streaming, and that's one way I know that it's actually working. And it has the description that typed in there, and I guess I didn't delete the right shit. It has been fixed now. So next, we're going to, when you hit yes, we're going to remove the currently selected hero, I believe. This should be selected county population is this guy here. So this is going to be what it should be. So we're gonna do some. We need to know first off where the person is. Yeah, like so. This is the same. We need to know where the person is, which we should have it in their ID. We might not have it in their ID. No, it should have been assigned when. Wait, is it not getting assigned? I think we were. You know what? Let's do this. Let's just add on the end here, just to make sure. Because I suddenly am worried that we didn't. Because I fixed a bug where the hero didn't have it last time or something. All right, we should get a number now when we click. Was that the yes button that I put that in? It's sick. Who gives a shit, right? Who gives a fuck? And I clicked on Portland, which is 1. So, and we still have that bug. We'll fix that. We won't leave it there. We won't leave it there. All right, so how we're going to do this is we need to have do we have this? I think we already do. My music is quite loud. Not that. Not quite sure why it's this loud. I could turn it down, I suppose. What we need here is the parent, not that parent, not that parent, but we need a parent of where the counties are. And I might have that. So I'm pretty sure I already have that stashed somewhere. And I don't want to have multiple. I mean, I could, but I feel like I don't need um, it. We don't want to match. We do want to match the case, but we don't want to match the whole word here. Current project. You can't find the word parent. Oh, because the case, it is capital. County's parent, it's right here. So the county's parent, what we'll do, because each county has their own list of who lives there, basically. So what we're going to do is go back to our button thing, not that button thing. I hope, well, we might need that later here. And we're going to say, um, we're going to need this and that. We're going to need, what is this going to be? This is going to be, we're going to need the selected county out of here. Select county, actually. And this is going to be select county. Come on. Come on, fingers. Oh, we got it right here. Get child. And I think we might have to two-step this shit, but we'll see if we do, because that's attached to the main node, the head node, the front node. I don't. So this should, and then we can just make sure that we'll get rid of this. And we'll do another GD print here. And we'll just put in county name, I guess. I just want to make sure we're getting the correct county. Like, um, county data. I just want to double check before I don't trust myself, basically. Especially with my memory. I need to stop bitching and moaning about the memory. What can you do about it? Drink more water? Man, when I used to drink all the time, I would wake up and have to take a piss, but now that I don't drink all the time, it's like much worse. I mean, I drink a lot of water, but um all right, that's working. And so we have the select county, and then we're going to go uh what did we call this thing? Did we call it county population? Because that's going to be confusing. It is what we want. Remove. And then, I don't know why I always remove first. We're going to want that. Hero. There's probably a reason why I remove first. I don't know. Then we're going to add it. And then we'll do We'll just gonna do the count here just to make sure, because we can see how many are in there, and we can see it's gonna look ugly, but who gives a shit? It's temporarily temporary. So there currently should just be one. We're looking at Portland. Now it says there's two. We probably want to close that screen when we hit we hit um, uh, yes. We'll hide this. That'll be the last thing. Let's put this back. Let's put this at the bottom. I don't know. And I don't know why I keep selecting the whole line. I'm trying to retrain myself to not do that. Because you can just hit this and hit Control C, anywhere, and we'll get the whole line. All right, so we've added that. We've done that. So now we need to refresh that thing, which I already forgot what that thing was called but I have it might actually be in county. I'm just guessing here. And I think I have guessed wrong. Where did we stash that shit? Generate hero panel list. It is in here. I just didn't remember the name. Let's try it again. Yesterday, everything was going great. Then we got this bizarro VSync bug, and it was kind of interesting to see. Not to see. It was interesting to see how quickly everything fell apart. um, okay, we also need to update this number. Let's put that in my list because I'm gonna forget in like 2 seconds. Update. Well, no, the population hasn't updated. That's not true. The population has stayed the same. Diane. Oh, I saw it flash. All right, so that now we have so there we're trying to get to the stacking phase where we would have multiple heroes. So that's why we're going through this thing, these steps in this order. Um, so we have the three. We've recruited the three people. We're assuming that we removed it from the list. Everything seems great there. We have the three people, so that's great. But we also need to take away the cost of the person. And so one of the things we're going to do with that is we're going to create a new node here. It's just going to be a plain old node. It's not going to be way down there. It's going to go here. We're going to rename this to the banker. And the banker is going to have control of some many things. It's not a public class. It's not a UI thing. It is just a special. And I think I'll just write this from scratch. Oh, we're in UI somehow because I clicked there. That's why. Well, now maybe we'll copy it over from the one from Unity. I was going to say we're almost to the point where I can take that out of my title. It's no longer Unity to Godot. We're like halfway, I think. Let's see. There's my banker script. No need to reinvent the wheel, I suppose. We're going to look at that. We have our resources. Oh, that was for like, that was for something. All right. First off, we're going to need this to go. Well, some of this to go. We're going to need a namespace here. And we're going to need this to go. This will stay around. This resource thing, So I was setting up these different resources for the different, and we're gonna need those. So there'll be a resource that like talks about what food does and whatever. We need to make this public and override. There's no such thing as awake over here. So we're gonna do ready. Count idle workers. We're gonna so the banker does a bunch of stuff and it happens on a regular basis. We're not gonna be using all this stuff yet. What we want to do is just charge for hero. That's the one we want here, and we got it. We got a bunch of these in here, so this is. These are all. So this is all for when we do buildings, which is where we'll get to buildings eventually. I don't know how I'm gonna. I want to do it a little bit differently. And the other one, in the Unity version, uh, well, I can't build it right now. In the Unity version, I had like a tab that you expanded out, and I don't think I like that anymore. I don't like it anymore. So we're gonna probably change like the county info panel. We'll just have like a tab at the top or something, and it will switch what it is, and you can go to your panel that has all the buildings or whatever. So we're gonna have in globals here. We're gonna put we'll put it right here, I suppose. We're gonna want it exported because cost of hero, is that what I call that shit? Where'd my banker go? Cost of hero. And then we'll change this. Oh, look, I'm using a faction ID over here. Oh, I can't do it while this is. Well, it's bad. IntelliSense or whatever the fuck it's called is gonna figure out what I'm doing here in a second. Or not figure out what I'm doing in here in a second. Well, it found one. All right, so. All right, we need another panel. Not enough resources. It's always something, right? There's never enough. So what this is doing is where are we stashing our factions list? I think we have it's under faction generation now. Whoops. I think it is. Let's pop that out. I was just gonna start typing, but we're not gonna do that. Yeah. So the faction generation has. It's tempting to put it in global, honestly, because this is like a global list instead of having this weirdness. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that in here. I like to just. We do need like a notes section, I guess, even though it gets pushed off to the side and I can't find it. Then move factions list from faction generation to globals, and whoa, we'll put it over here. Since it's a question, I'm not gonna turn it into an issue until we're ready to do that. So then I originally had the player faction ID was 1, but what are we doing right now? How are we doing this? So it's reading all the faction resources. I don't like hard coding stuff in unless I absolutely have to. Is this? Oh, I can't. I can't build it. I just want to make sure this is working right. I gotta double check everything all the time. And I don't remember how I did it. I guess we don't know at this. Well, the player faction has two, so it has to be. We don't have any information uh, at all about who owns this shit. So we really should have it up here. So let's add that to something we want in the county info panel, which is basically counties. Uh, and we'll put faction needs to be shown in the county info panel. And this is definitely, we might have to do that like now. It might make our lives easier. All right. So I think we're just going to continue on here, though, and hope that we don't have to do that. But I think we do. So we're using, so let's see. So it needs to deduct the cost from the player faction. And we don't know what, because we have influence under, we're going to have to pop that fucker open too. We're using this. Or this is what is this, a list of faction data? So it's a list of resources. What does our resource look like here? So we do have this looks the same. When we change this, no, that should be fine. I was going to say it's going to change all of the resources, but it will change only the resource that's the player's resource. Um, I don't know how I feel about resources still. I think I mentioned this before. In Unity, I got all excited about scriptable objects, and I had to go back and like remove a bunch of shit because they didn't work exactly how I wanted, and turn them just into public classes. I'm a huge fan of public classes. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Oh, but I couldn't do certain stuff with a public class in this. I couldn't like look inside of it or something, unless I'm using like GD script or something like that. Uh, so this is what I'm thinking. Right now, so when you're playing, if you're even if it's multiplayer, you're only going to be looking at your shit. So I think what we should do is put in here, because there'd be an easier way. It's pointless to have it. It's gonna be a faction data called player faction. Whoops. And when we generate these factions, where is this output coming from? So it came third, but why is it hitting it third? Oh, because it's checking. I, I love leaving those things in there for me. Uh, so we can go if factions I is player equals true, well, we probably factions, then globals, and this I'm worried this will probably uh, is not going to work. God damn it! It's gonna happen too soon. It's gonna happen before this thing exists, but we'll see. We will see. That's probably why I had that thing in faction generation. What is this thing? It says can't reference it on line 30. That's going to be where I just put that in there. Uh, let's move this. I think that's why that's actually not like that list isn't in the globals because it's the order of execution. And that will be set permanently for the whole game. I guess you could switch factions at some point. That well, we didn't we didn't get any errors, so must be working perfectly. All right, so then the banker over here, we actually don't need all this crap. We can just go. So if the cost is greater than we say we don't have enough else, so let's actually. Well, right now it's always gonna work because we have a ton of things. So we'll put that in there and we'll use that other pop up thing. Um, and then we'll go to player faction. Oh, we're on globals. We're gonna go faction generation, player, player faction influence. So this will take off that, and we had a thing in here. Well, it was an event, so it was firing an event whenever faction influence was taken off. So we need to put something in there so that we can at least tell. Like we need to update the UI so we can tell that something has happened. And I had an event in here. It looks like I wonder why I did an event. So this is anytime the influence changes. We can go to, let's go back to our top bar script here. We don't have anything in here. We're going to probably need to write something then. So the idea, I think, was that multiple, if the influence changes, multiple things might be affected. But I don't know if that's actually true. I'm trying to think, like, not, guess of what the future might hold. So if the influence changes, we're gonna change the. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is the UI would change. I don't know if that is true though, and that I was probably trying to preemptively plan stuff. Um, like there's no scripts in here. I don't know why I'm glad about that. Uh, a private clock. Oh, we're just changing. Interesting. All right. So we can do it without an event, or we could subscribe to an event. Let's do it without an event, and then if we come up on a second one, I guess. I don't want a bunch of shit, so we'll just kind of do it the same way we did the other thing. Um, the only worry I have here is that this is its own script, or its own scene. I mean, this will be private. This is gonna be a label, and it's gonna be called influence. And then we're gonna be and this it wrote it for me. I was gonna say we're gonna pass an int in here, and influence. We're gonna call this label actually. Label influence label dot text is gonna equal faction generation dot instance dot influence. Actually, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Faction generation dot instance dot influence. Sorry, no, player faction dot win. How's it going? Um, influence. Um, to string. There we go. What time is it at your place? So this will pass through an oh my God, we didn't need to do that. We didn't need to do that at all. We can just do this. This is what I was, a second ago. I was like, um, to string. I was like, oh, we don't need to do that. No, we need to do it. All right. 2135. So, I love Stargate SG1, and I've mentioned that like a lot recently. But there's this episode in Stargate SG1 where they basically go to a military college, and there's a student there that is not going to stick with military college, and so they take her through the Stargate and they show her what she could do if she sticks with military college. And I always like thought about if life was really like that, you know. And so it's the same with development. If someone just could guide you so easily, I don't know, it'd be nice. Um, because it was such after that she had a simple goal that she just had to like get through military college, um, Air Force military college. So back to this thing. Where is my faction data? What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna leave this here. and then it wasn't like they picked a random person and like this moron Stargate program. Even though later on they have some other that person's also in it. They do have some moron uh, that is trying to get into the Stargate program. Uh, instance. We're gonna have to put an instance in here. Public static top bar. Yep. No, not that. Do that. Yeah, do that for me. Then we'll put a line there, And then we'll do our ready thing, which I always forget. Override void. Whoops. And this will be instance. Then back to this. So when this changes, we will update influence, and the value will be the value. And I'm going to leave this here because I want to remind myself that for some reason I had an event here. I can't remember why I did that though. So there might be other reasons to be have an event, have a bunch of stuff subscribing to it or something. I can't remember why though. We got to put in. We got to build first here. Oh, I can't drag this over because it's its own scene. Perhaps I can do it this way. There we go. Now, I feel like I missed something, but we'll know soon enough. Did we subtract the shit? I can't remember. Well, it didn't work. 30. We got our instance, and that would be my first thought here was that I forgot my instance. Public static, public void. We're passing in the thing. I put in my label, I think. There's my label. Did I put in the right label? It shouldn't. Let's restart this. I want to see. I wasn't paying attention to when those bugs started, so I want to make sure it's not happening like right off the bat. Oh, it is. Oh, it's the same thing it did before. This happened before. It's hitting. God, I even read like some tutorials about how this worked. It hits the getter setters before it does anything else. And how did I fix that? Where the fuck was that? I think I used a call deferred. In a getter setter though, I guess I could search for set. Let's search for set. Let's make sure, because it's going to be lowercase. Oh, there's going to be a bunch of those. No, I thought that was it. Oh no, it's not. Maybe I did it a completely different way. I thought like I called deferred or something to get around that. Let's see. So this thing is going to get fired right at the very, very beginning. We could go back to an event. Let's do that. Let's see how that works. Maybe that will be our solution for all of these problems. All of these. There's just one other. We're gonna add something in here though. Maybe that's why I had an event in Unity. All right, so it's called influence changed. This is inside a resource. let's hope that's not a problem. I feel like already that's going to be a problem, but let's pretend it's not. Top bar, here we go. So we're going to need to subscribe to that. It ready. Come over here. And I got to remember how to subscribe to stuff. Let me open up. Not the banker. We already had the banker open. We got to go to. It wasn't county info. Top info bar seems likely. Now look, we were doing it in a similar way here, but here's what we need. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. This is what okay, so on ready, the thing is I don't think this is gonna I think this is gonna happen too quickly too. This is gonna be faction generation. And this is gonna be influence changed, huh? Was what we had in that. Was that what did I what? um Oh, it is what that is what I called it. This is gonna be player since we've changed around how this works. And then we're gonna say update influence here. Except it doesn't know, well, it doesn't like that in the first place, but it also doesn't know we're gonna have to change this back. What do I have on my clipboard? I don't think I have this from that long ago. Well, I do not. We're gonna have to change this back to that. This I think just needs a thing added in. I think it needs using system or something. No. What is your problem? No overload matches delegate action. Update influence. There we go. There we go. And I mean, this should be pretty obvious that it's happened, but we'll put a little motherfucker. It has worked. Well, I think this is not going to work either because it's going to happen too soon. So that was one of the this is another thing I got all excited about was fucking events, and they always would crap out because they would happen too soon or whatever. Which one of the cures for that, which I was not aware because it wasn't explained to me in a tutorial, was this question mark right here. Where's my shit? This very, very important question mark. All right, so we haven't gotten any bugs yet. Let's put this old lady in. I don't think we changed the influence. I think when I got rid of that other thing. Um, the banker. Charge for hero. We need to run that under yes. And that is going to be under, man, now I have so much shit open again. Clock. I don't think we're going to need the clock. Token movement. We're going to need this recruit button. No, we're not. We're going to need this thing. Joker, how's it going? There's literally going to be a subscription fee for the heroes. I think there's going to be an upkeep, you know. Generate the hero list. We have to also now use the banker instance charge for hero. It doesn't like our instance there. Let's put this before we do the other thing. And let's double check that I have that. Where's my banker here? Let's put our banker back over here. You know what? Let's just pin this thing here for now and this thing here for now because these are the two things we're fucking with. or unnecessarily microtransactions. When I meant in-game currency, not real currency. It's 10 cents per minute to have the hero on the map. It's 1 cent a minute to have it in, to have recruited it. That's okay. Obviously, we're not doing that. Right. I'll be a million. I'll be a millionaire until I get guillotined. Um, all right. So the bank, it's going to charge for the hero. We're going to fix this yes or no thing in a second. So it's going to remove the cost of the hero, which is currently 0. So we should probably fucking fix that. Cost of hero, 500. And I don't know, is guillotine the correct verb? Adjective, verb. Beheaded. All right. Yes. We have bugs. We have all sorts of bugs. About the first one, though. Recruit 21. Where I didn't pin this one. I'm gonna pin this one wherever the fuck it is. Right here. I guess I don't need to drag it over. If I'm pinning it, it will automatically jump over there. What line were you on that you have 21? Okay, so the banker. If the cost of the hero is greater than their influence, subtract the cost of the hero from the player's influence. I got sidetracked by music that I didn't like. I was like, what is this? And I had to skip it. All right, what is the actual error we're getting here? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. This, once again, god damn it, I'm doing the same thing. All right, I was going to say maybe I didn't do this, but it is here. Public void charge for hero. Cost of hero. I'm going to take a break. Well, there's nothing exciting. No. In a second here. I should take it right now. That's the, it's the shower thoughts thing where I go out to smoke and think about other stuff. Um, so we already know this is working. Then we stuck in banker instance, charge for hero. Oh, actually, this should be underneath this other thing. Regardless, it doesn't really matter, but uh, so then it goes to charge for hero. Let's make sure I got everything here. We don't need this. Banker instance override ready. That should have already happened ages ago. Private set. That's fine. Globals.instant.cost of hero. That is there. I'm suddenly curious. Um, if something is going wrong with this. Because I don't think I tested that because I didn't really have a way to do it. Even though we could, whatever. Later we can test that. All right, and after I hit this button, well, after we test it, population 37-year-old. All right, I'm gonna go smoke real quick, and then I will be back in less than 5 minutes here, and we will figure this out. It's probably something really simple. All right, be right back. All right, so I immediately had, yeah, exactly. That's exactly, the minute I lit my cigarette out there, is like, did I attach the banker script? That's funny. Um, and then I was thinking, do I want it attached? Maybe I don't want it attached because the banker does a bunch of stuff. Maybe we should turn it into something that you just have a new banker script. But let's do this first. I'm telling you, if you do something else. All right, I'm gonna skip this. Um, okay, now I gotta find some music. I'll just ramble about something. Wall. Um, I don't want to hear whatever song this is, so there we go. Amanda Palmer. I would like her. I have over listened to her though. Yeah, so what's going to happen is each faction should probably have their own banker script, now that I think about it, because they're going to be doing stuff all the time. Um, it did not update our thing, though. Like, it's not going to update. It's not going to update. Um, I think it thinks that the cost of the hero is more than the player's influence. Um, um, I don't remember what I was saying something, and then I don't see that down there. We should have. Well, we'll see. Maybe I just typed in some number up there. Yeah, it is. Uh, let's look. Let's look at our player faction thing. We got to go back to. We already have it open, and we got to do. I bet you it's at 0, and this is just some number that's typed in. Yeah, I think because that seems 100,000 seems like a lot for testing. Why can't I see this shit? Faction data. Let's see here. Resources, which is a terrible, terrible name. All right, we're renaming this. I was glanced at this like 4 times, and I was thinking it was this one. We're not going to call that resources. We're going to call these Skrilla. No, we're going to call this uh, uh, money resources. We're going to call it expendables. There we go. The balls. Perfect. Thank you. Isn't that a name like a hero? A superhero? The expendables? There we go. All right. So let's give this person, we haven't done then. So let's see if what this is going to do. So that those numbers at the top are wrong. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not anything. We don't have anything connected to those things, and we should probably do that real quick. That, it's going to be very easy. Yeah, this number is wrong. It's probably going to be updated now, though. Well, except it didn't work. Cost of hero is too high. Maybe the player faction is not getting. Let's go back to our top bar here. Influence number. Like that should be set back at the start. We just put this thing in here. Influence was updated. But it wasn't. Yep, that's the one. Let's put this clock down here just temporarily or forever. One or the other. All right, so this did get fired. It didn't actually update anything. It should have put in the player's influence. It should have put it in 500. Um, but maybe this is getting put in wrong because I never tested that. That is under our faction generation here. What the fuck is this song? It's a patty cake song. um, we can make sure that this is right. We can make sure this is right. Want to make sure that I put like 5,000 or something on accident. So that should be, what we also could do. Well, let's try it again here. I mean, it shouldn't have changed. It shouldn't have changed. Um, it's going to always do it from ours, even though that's not how it should work. Well, that time it worked. I didn't change anything, I don't think. I must have changed something. But we need to also have it update that on the beginning. The top bar should update. I would like to do it on ready, but I think this is gonna be. You know what we can do? Well, let's do it. Let's do it first. I think it's gonna happen too fast. But let's have it update the influence right off the bat. If that doesn't work, then we'll just do a call deferred, and we'll fix all of these numbers. Um, no, it did work without any issues. Perfect. Let's just do one of these for each. We have 4 of them. Can we put in? We could make one, and then we could put in the label. How would it know what we're updating though? We can have it go through each. We can have it. I'm trying to think of a way to not have 4 of these. If we do, like, we can go through each, but I wouldn't know what label to do unless we did like an array of labels or something. Just to update all every time one changes. That is, would that matter? Like, it's, right now it's only 4, but at some point it's going to be, 50 probably total. Probably no larger than 50. It doesn't really, and we're not going to put all of them at the top because they're not going to all fit at the top. We're just going to have the main ones up there. So yeah, I don't think it will matter. We'll just do update expendables. It's our new word for the day. Expendables have been, and then we'll just go, well, I guess there's currently only 4. That's nice guess, but it's not what we want. We'll just fix these here. There's food. There is scrap. And there is, I don't remember. No, there's only 3 right now. There's only 3 right now. And then, this isn't any. Oh, did I miss money? We don't need money. Food, scrap, oh, and then influence is down here because it's a getter setter. Money. What order are they in here? Influence, money, money, scrap, food. No, food, scrap. Man, the icon is pretty bad. It's not the icon's fault. It's my choices. My choices' fault. All right, so we got those, and we will money, and we'll go food, and we'll go scrap. Nope. It's probably still on my clipboard. What? Nope. And then we will go food and money. They might all turn to getter setters at some point. It's just we're only using influence right now. They probably will. All right, so we got all those. Let's stick them in their spots. Just before I forget. I was patiently waiting for it to build, and it was done. I do that at my job all the time. I'll be sitting there because everything takes fucking eternity in IT, and I'll be sitting there. All right, we can't do it that way. Waiting patiently, and something will be done. Everything takes a fucking eternity. Windows updates. Windows updates. manufacturer updates. I remember when those things didn't even exist. I mean, they existed, but they were so difficult to get your fucking hands on that they basically might as well have not existed. I'm glad they exist now. Okay, we got 1,000 across the board. That looks fucking beautiful, man. Everything is better. We love everything. Jesus Christ. All right, so we didn't test the next thing. Let's test the other thing. Yeah, you just got what happened. You just got what you. Now, that time I was being the opposite. I was eager. Jane Perry. There we go. Jane Perry has been hired. Joshua Bryant. Everything is working exactly as planned, except we gotta fix these other things here. Recruit hero. Yes button. My question to myself is, why did I have this in the banker? Why did I have this if you don't have enough influence in the banker? That seems like a dumb place to put this. We're going to put this over here. We're going to do it right here. We're going to say if player, where are we? Faction, gaction, gacking, faction generation player faction dot influence is less than the hero, the globals instance hero cost of hero. Then we're gonna put this in here. Actually, I'm gonna do it the other way. You can even disable the button. Tooltips and stuff. You know, I'm gonna put that on my list. I was gonna say I'm gonna do the tooltips way later, but I actually don't want to wait till the very end because I need to learn how that works and see. I need to plan ahead. So tooltips definitely need to be a thing in here. I want to edit this. And I also need to be like keeping track of things that need tooltips so that I can like mark them off a list at some point. Because that's also, have you ever played a game where it's like very nicely tooltipped except for like one little part and you're like, what happened here? And you're like, did they mean to? Is there one on there? Let's do one, I guess. That sounds kind of fun. I also err on the side of what I'm programming next by which is most fun. Okay, here we go. Not necessarily true. Okay, let's look at this. Tooltip. And you can just update it looks like pretty easily. I probably just put in tooltip.txt or something. Let's try this out here. You are a piece of shit. There we go. It's not talking about chat. I would never say such a thing about chat. All right, this on the yes button. Oh, I don't. I just think stuff's funny when it. Like I said, I'm the funniest person I know, but no one else agrees with that. Uh, so let's think about this for real quick. Yeah. Oh, you don't have to put dot text. I thought you'd have to do like button dot tooltip dot text. I don't like this song either. What is going on with my musical choices today? I know you guys can't hear it. Okay. Um, that VSync issue yesterday. I read somewhere after that there was an issue in that said if this person was having this VSync stuttering issue, if they had a video on their computer playing in the background, um, which I do when I'm streaming because you have like your Twitch video playing, and so I'm curious. But I didn't test it. I didn't give a shit. But I didn't give enough of a shit. Um, I think let's disable the button if it doesn't work. I think that will be more professional than another. Even though I was gonna try that other pop up because I looked at your confirmation button on your code on your what is it called? Grand strategy map system. There we go. And I was like, yeah, I want to try one of those out. But I don't want to try it out that bad. I want to have um I want to have it look okay. No, it's going to look terrible still. But all right, let's do this. We're going to need a private button here. And then we're going to say on when it turns visible, it's going to check um, and if it's greater, then you have enough. Then we're going to, if it's less than, we'll start with this one. If it's less than, I guess it doesn't really matter. Uh, it wasn't, what the fuck was it called? We just did this like yesterday. I'm on a button. Oh, no, it is just disabled. Um, disabled equals true. Control L deletes a whole line. Oh God, now what have I done? Object browser. I'm learning all sorts of Control K, Control D. There. That's what I was trying to do. Control L deletes. Oh, I should know that because that's also my stop streaming button. If it's Control Shift L. Uh, else. We don't need this. And we could put a tooltip in there that says that you don't have enough, just for the practice here. Um, we're not going to do that though. Yeah, I need some things here. You know, I had like, well, no, I had a number of pop-ups that were not tooltip. You know, they were pop-ups in the original. Enough influence. Why not disable the recruit button? That's a good point too. We could just move that whole code over to the recruit button. That is a better spot for it. Man, you're full of good ideas. You usually are though, so I shouldn't be surprised if it was like you were a complete moron and then all of a sudden, you know, it would be it would be a different story. God, that fucking idiot! No, he figured something out. Oh, tool. No, what do we need here? Um, I'm gonna move this over. Tool tips. Not enough influence. Sorry. Like I said, I still think I'm the funniest person I know. But once again, no one else thinks that. Uh, where did I stick this thing? I closed it. I closed it earlier. I said, "Oh, we won't need this." It was called recruit button, and I think I literally said, "We're not going to need this." Because it didn't have really anything in it. It's going to be under here, though. Yeah, it's this little guy. So this is when open confirmation panel. That just so when you click on the recruit button. So what we'll do instead is actually it's not here. It's under this thing here on visibility change. Update that stuff, but then also if this is we need to move it, not the yes button. This needs to be the recruit button. Me and my friends once were at a bar and we went one person went on the because everyone said that my delivery is always like my joke delivery is part of my problem. I'm kind of like evil delivery. It's not on purpose. Uh, So one person went on one side of the bar and I went on the other side of the bar and we told the same dirty joke to everyone. We went down the bar telling them. And everybody I told the dirty joke to, which is so dirty I can't even actually tell it on this stream. Um, everyone was like, "Ooh, gross, disgusting," and then everyone he told it to was like laughing and stuff. So yeah, there's definitely some some of what it's part of the delivery as well as part of the problem. Uh, how I look is probably part of the problem. Uh, all right, we got to get rid of this yes thing too. Actually, where the fuck is this thing? We don't want this. I don't like old. Yeah, exactly. It's the bar's fault. All right. So let's see. I need to attach this button to here. Oh, did I put my tooltip in here still? I think I left it there. I did. I didn't do a signal. No, it doesn't need a signal because there should have already been well, I have enough. That's the problem. I have enough. Let's just keep. Well, what is this gonna? This is a problem. We got we got another problem, and we're also going into the negative. We got a few problems here. Um, so that wouldn't update. Well, it should. So the one of the thing. Okay, so there's a couple of things we got to do, and this isn't that big of a deal. Well, I say that, but first we got to charge for the hero. We have to mark that the hero is, well, it's in the list. How is it adding that? Oh, well, we need to disable this button. Um, After you recruit it, the button. Well, actually, you know what we should do? We could just refresh this. Yeah, let's just update the description after we do it, because what I'm thinking is we're going to probably have other things change, like is hero should be on there. What is that thing? Population instance dot update description info. All right, so it charges for the hero. It should redo this, but except that that actually isn't going to trigger that other thing, because this is in its own spot. So let's put this, let's take this out of here and put it in here. And we'll put it right here. And time's flying today. I started a little early. Because I still have enough. So there's something else we need to do, which actually should probably be in here. If the player or I didn't. I actually was like starting video game, like I'd load a video game and play for 5 minutes, be like, nah, I don't. And I wanted like to look at the code you wrote, and I was just like, oh, I don't want to do anything. That was actually the whole start of my stream, is I just talked about how I didn't want to do anything. So this needs to be up here. So what we also can do is we need to turn this off if they're already recruited. So if person dot is hero, I saw it, and then it was gone. There it is. Equals true. Then we want it to be disabled. Except now this doesn't apply. Fuck. If hero is no person is hero equals true. Um, it could be both. All right, let's leave off the tooltips for now. But I want to put this one. I want to put this in our list. We're going to start a list of tooltips, and I'm not going to. I'm going to leave. Where'd they go? I'm not going to make these. Whatchamacallits? Tooltips. Tool tip. Man, this list is going to be so long. All right, so Jesus Christ, it's gonna be massive. It'll be like one day we can go through and like knock 100,000 them out. Well, except it's. Um, you know what we could say? You know what we could do instead? No, that's not going to solve our issue. Uh, not enough resources, or we could have it one big long sentence, but or the person is already a hero, and then we'll put at the beginning of this and we'll try to keep track. We're also going to need like an art one, a list of all the art we're going to need, which is going to be another huge pain in the ass. All right, so let me look at this again. If this is less than, if you don't have enough money, or the person is already a hero, it needs to be turned off. This is not saved. Then you won't be able to recruit it a second time. Hopefully. All right, we hit yes. And when you hit yes, which is we pinned over here, or we didn't tell it. This is the problem. We didn't tell it that it is the hero, or did we? We did not tell it that it is now a hero. Not here. We don't need this shit. We probably just get rid of that. Confirmation. Select county data hero dot is hero. County population. No, we want to do globals instance dot selected is hero equals true. Yeah, as I get older, I'm having to have like more and more hobbies. Oh, look, it worked the second time. All right, so it's this thing again, where this is happening later. Oh. Oh. It was at an influence, but I think this also needed to be before that. There we go. So now, well, I needed it wasn't it. I needed more. It would mean multiple tool tips, and I don't want to. I don't want to deal with multiple tool tips right now. It's gonna be a pain in my ass. Johnny Lee. All right, so that is the solution there. So that way makes us be able to get one. Is Victor Clark? Victor Clark, are you a hero? Did we make you a hero? Or did we just make you the faction leader? Because you're supposed to be a hero as well. We did not. I guess we could have checked that really easily, actually, by if we would have gone to Victor Clark. Oh, well, I don't have, I don't have enough influence now. Oh. And we can still hire people that aren't in our faction, which is all right. So he can't be hired again. Whatever, I don't think he was a hero already. Bill Parker can't be hired. We could hire anybody here. Timothy Russell. All right. So that is the reason we had to do all that. I guess we didn't have to do the influence and stuff. Was so we can get to the stacking. Um, I just try to save whatever that is. So let's add in here for the next round. You know what I didn't think about here? Let's make sure that this is also oh, he actually, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't be there. I was thinking about something else. Let's make sure that these are all, this is done. We just did that. We did this one. Let's double check the no is working. I haven't clicked no in a while, so let's make sure that the confirmation for no is working. Oh, we got to fix that other bug, which is right. Oh, I guess I didn't put it in here. I was just gonna wing it. This bug here, when we have this panel open and we hit close, what is the fucking deal with this thing? 12 on the recruitment panel. Hero confirmation. Oh, it's this thing. So this thing is off. Wonder if it's mad because it's like its parents off. It doesn't seem like it should matter. If we turn this back on, I bet you that thing's still up though. Yeah. So let's get rid of it. Let's make that thing turn off first. So on here, on here, we're going to want to close. Before it does anything, disable spawn hero check button. That's the one thing we do. On visibility, true. On visibility, so we're going to want it to close that one thing regardless first. We need to put it up here, though. I don't think there's one. We'll put a. Actually, I want it above this. What is this thing? What did I make this? It's a panel container. Um, this is the hero recruitment panel. Confirm panel. I could just make that whole other thing have an instance of itself or whatever. And then when this thing goes down, and we'll hide that. And we need to put this here. Here. So that worked. That fixed that problem. Let's say no. All right. That's everything with that problem. Like I was saying the other day, I don't know how the fuck cards work. They got a life of their own. They just always crawling underneath wheels and shit. And you know, every time I've used a wireless headset, there's always some little tiny bit of lag, and I don't like it. So I'm always gone back to wired. And like the lag is almost imperceptible unless you're the one talking. Like you can't tell on the other side, but and you know, there's like it's called side tone. I've messed with the side tone a million times on a million different things. Got to go back to corded. Corded's always better, anyways. All right, so that is fixed. Recruiting a hero is done. So I'll put that off the list here. All right, we got those things. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. I don't know why this is at the top. Didn't I update this yesterday? I think I did. Um, you like wireless stuff? Man. Like 90% of my problems at work are because of wireless stuff. I don't know why Bluetooth is so shitty. I mean, I know why. I read about it, but I can't believe it's so shitty. Okay, I did do the beta. I did put that in there. So that's off this list. Okay. Uh, so this can go bottom. And now we are to the next thing, which is still in heroes. Now we just got to have this stacking of heroes. Everything was to build up to this stacking of heroes, which is going to be a nightmare. Maybe. So let's look at where we need this to be. So on not here. Here. We're going to need a script on here. And it's Bluetooth or it's the other type of wireless? We're gonna stick a script on here. And it's gonna be called the hero stacker. I did it again. Hero stacker. And I had this. Oh, I was stacking them by. I don't think it matters. I was stacking them by county before, and I don't think we need to do that. I think that was overkill. Well, it's maybe the thing is maybe they fix the light the light speed fix the issues with the standard Bluetooth. Um, we're gonna open this guy up. Yeah, standard Bluetooth is fucking a nightmare. I was talking about Wi-Fi getting knocked down by stuff, Bluetooth also. And you have a bunch of people sitting around like right now, on top of each other, which they already are unhappy that they're sitting around on top of each other. Um, County hero stacking. I don't think we need to put county hero. Okay, this is gonna go over here. You know what I didn't test? Let's make sure that we can spawn these guys before I start adding more complications in here. See, I've already broken stuff. Yeah, I haven't done anything yet. I haven't done anything yet. What was that? A V box? It was a V box. That's not what we want. We want this button. Let's recruit somebody here. Let's close this. Okay, so time is paused is the problem. So it didn't start automatically. It didn't unpause when I closed that. Okay, that time it did. Let's redo this. I think we got something. I might need to put in another issue. Oh, it doesn't stop him mid move. Oh, it does. Okay. I'm not quite sure. Oh, you know what it was? Is probably one of these is throwing off. I don't remember if it was paused when I started. We can hire someone up here. It definitely was not paused this time. Yeah, so it's not supposed to stay paused. Uh, well, we're not going to deal with this right now. We'll deal with that next time. All right. So at least let's make sure that we can recruit two on top of each other because I did not test that. Where is this Cowlitz? Cowlitz is up here. and we can check to make sure that this has two of them on top of each other by going to our counties and drill the way the fuck down here. Not here. Yeah, okay. They're there. And this is actually a perfect time to take a break, and it is time to take a break. So let's put this here, and we'll deal with our stacking. The fuck did I use a list T for? Oh, this is where I made it so it would do it would, when the list changed, it would do an event. I didn't do it. Chat helped me with it. So it's whenever this list changed, an event would fire, and it made it quite useful. I'm not sure if we'll need it, but we'll get back to this. I'll leave all of these bugs and stuff up just so that it looks painful, and then I'm gonna take a quick break here, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. I feel like I need to brush my teeth. I mean, I brushed them before I started streaming, but I feel like I want to do it again. You know, you can't do it too many. Well, I guess you can. But anyways, be right back. While I was outside, I was thinking about this YouTube comment I got on my other channel where someone was saying, like, you need to work on your thumbnails or something and your marketing and blah, blah, blah. I think it was a sales thing, like they were going to try to sell me their service that does that. And I didn't have any interest. But it's interesting. It was what was making me think about it was the fact that a lot of people think that if you put a video on YouTube, you want to become like an influencer, and I don't. Um, and it's that was his what he was originally, and he asked like another question after I said nah, I don't want to do that. And I just replied with like the shrug emoji. He's like, you don't want people to see your videos, and it's like, yeah, I think you're trying to salesman me, get me to be say yeah I do, and then they okay, well here's how I'll help you. It's like, no man. The interesting thing with this is why I split these heroes up was because I had to make another list last time because I had the hero list, or sorry, I had the population list, and then I had this spawn token list, and I actually don't think we need this spawn token list anymore. Um, yeah, it's weird too because I have another friend who does like TikTok videos. And maybe she wants to be an influencer, but I think she wants to start her career in like makeup or something, and she thinks that will help her. Um, this is not a normal list. Yes, that's true. We'll get rid of this because I don't think we need this anymore. Are we going to keep any of this? Okay, we'll keep some of this. All right, what we're going to do here is we're going to have... Uh, and I said I didn't want to monetize my videos, and I think that upset him as well. It's like, ah. Oh yeah, I like cutting everything out if I can. I like to reduce the amount of code that we had in Unity. All right, so this will be okay. So last time I had a hero stack on every county as well. I don't think we need to do that. We just need. Oh, I remember why I was doing that. Because when you left the county, it needed to stack the county you left. And it needed to stack. I did have a hero stacker on every county. And that's why the changing list. No, I mean, I would like more people in the community and stuff, but I don't want to like. I don't want to do advertising. I don't want to do any work. I already have a job. I don't. I think there's better ways to go about your life than asking for money and doing advertising. Um, I don't know. It just I don't want the fame in the fame way that yeah. It's so that to that person, it's absurd that I would not want that. Um, so let me think about this. We're gonna need to stack the tokens when you leave a county as well. We could say, and I think that's what I originally was doing. I was like, when you leave, stack this thing, and then when you arrive, stack this thing, and then what I changed it to is if a list changed, it would just stack it in its own county would stack it. Let's write this first. Let's write this as if we might have to rewrite everything, but that's always how everything is. Um, Everything is going to be rewritten at least 3 times. So what we'll do here is the hero stacker will stack the tokens. We're gonna need an instance of this public static hero stacker, and then we're gonna need a ready public override void ready and instance. All right. then the thing we're going to be stacking is we're going to need the county that's the county's hero list. Some things work, some things do not work. So at the top of this thing is we're going to need, yeah, it's going to be hard to tell. Well, no, it won't be. We'll go with we're going to go, let me see here. We're going to go with we'll have to stack the token. All right, this is what we'll do. We're going to have to stack the tokens like before the player moves. Like the split second before the token moves. So we're going to go with a select county equals select county globals instance county parents get child when we click on a hero, what information are we getting here? I think is it an actual county selected token is the character body 2D. It's going to be a long, we're going to have to do, equals, it was suggesting the correct thing, and I didn't. Select token. The fuck is this? I'm listening to reggae. All right, now I'm not listening to reggae. And then select token has county population in it. No, I'm listening to the Clash. So old, old punk rock, I suppose. All right. This is now we have the select county, and then in the select county, we're gonna need. Let's do this. We're gonna do this in like multiple steps here. It's almost that song. It's London Calling. It's off the same album, I think. No, Rock the Casbah, I think, is off its own album. All right, so then we're gonna have this hero list. Oh, right. This has this on here because of we were adjusting that list. So we might have to go back to that, but we have that code elsewhere, so we can reference it if we want to. And if hero count is greater than 0 or greater than 1, what order does 4 each go in? Does it start at the top? Okay, so in the natural order of the list, um, so this is garbage. I don't know. We're not going to keep any of this code. Um, I'm thinking why. Let me think here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to go through if there's multiple spawned heroes, and if there's, let's say there's 2, when they're sitting on top of each other, you can't see both of them. And what we want is the one on the bottom to be shifted over a little bit so that you can see that there's 2 heroes in a stack there. And then when you click on the top one, it goes to the bottom and the bottom one's on the top. Like as if um so that's what we're doing here. And so like if you had multiple, you would click multiple times to get through the stack. Which also reminds me we need to add something to the um to our list here. Put the name put a name label on the hero. That way we can tell who's getting stacked, like who's on the top. Because right now they're all the same picture and shit. We probably should do that first. We need a thing down here. Let's do the name first because I think that's gonna be 100% required for us to be able to tell if this is even working. So let's do that first. I think I put these in like prefabs or something. Yeah. Uh, then what we'll do is to add a label on here. Not there. We're gonna go. I want at the top, I think, because we have that other. Oh, you know what? We don't need a label first. We need a control first. I guess we can keep that. Add a control here. And you know what I did on the other? Because I did a similar thing on my other game. You know what I did is had a control that was big enough for anything that I wanted to add in later. This is going to be token. I don't know. Token Info, no. Token UI. It's not user interface. It's. Oh, and I also had to make it clickable, click throughable. I don't know what the fuck to call this. Token name control for now. Uh, that will go in here. But this, yeah, I put it like a square in the middle and then had stuff attached. He's a pot smoker. Um, let's see, and then we'll put a name label here. It's not gonna be there. It's gonna be at the top. Um, I fucked this up. Let's see here. I clicked this button and fucked it all up. Uh, not visibility. While we're here, we can. Well, I guess pass is the thing we want. We want a minimum size or just a size? Let's just do a size. I don't know how big 50 is. That's pretty big. Yeah, that's too big. Let's do 40. That might be okay. What's up with this position jumping around here? There we go. This, we're going to center. Do we even give this person like these temp things? We're assigning them their names. 12. Okay, 12 is quite. I mean, 12 is small, but it's gonna be. We're gonna have the title will be fucking huge because their names are pretty long. Um, Lord, scum, fuck. Like that's pretty huge. Those tokens are smaller than I'm thinking in my brain, but so we're gonna have to make this much smaller, or make the tokens much bigger. It's so small. That's good enough though. We're gonna put this at the top. No, it is at the top. We need this to. Center top. I guess this is the same. What do we put? Oh no. Is that actually gonna look all blurry like that? Wonder if I did a different thing. I mean, it is quite small. Whoops, we don't need this shit. It is gonna look all blurry like that. How did I do it on the other one? Doing the one eye thing? How did I do it over here? It wasn't that long ago, but of course I can't remember. Um, it doesn't really matter. Any of these will have. We already have it here. Put a control. Maybe they're significantly larger. '68 by 23. I mean, it's a little bigger. I don't remember them looking blurry when I was playing this. They are a little pixelated. All right, so let's figure out how we fix that. That's not going to fly. Uh, let's see. Goofball, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. Let me see here. I bet you there's like a setting where I have to put a label, an actual label in there. Text is blurry. Here, this is somewhat new. It surprises me. It's new. It's likely occurs because you're not using the font at a size that is intended to be used. Pixel art fonts must be used at their intended size. Uh, Also, remember that unless you change the default font in the project settings and are relying on that font, sub-pixel position will be disabled in the import doc on the font file, not in the project settings. The project settings only affect the default font. Disabling sub-pixel positioning fixed it for me. The fuck? We don't need this shit open. Sub-pixel. Is that a... Wonder if that's a project setting? Let's read this thing again here. Should be disabled in the import doc on the font file. What the fuck does that mean? The import doc. Let's see here. I don't think so. I'm not doing any. I just use whatever was sitting around. Whatever is here. Um, Whatever it started with. Oh, we got it. Oh, I was going to say there is a tooltip. It's not very useful. Well, I was curious what my whole options were for fonts. I've never bothered to look. Um, Sub pixel theme Font glyph subpixel positioning mode for the default project fonts. Auto. Disabled. Bye. Bye, game. Yeah, it didn't do us any good. Where was that? Theme. I feel like it doesn't do it that bad in the other one, but I guess they're slightly different size. All right, let's look at a different. This one was just so new. Set its scale to really small and the font size to bigger. We don't need a blood puddle here. Where's the font size here? 24. I mean, obviously we want it somewhere else, but that fits better. I mean, you'd want to put it really small though, like that guy was saying. I mean, you're never going to zoom in that close to see it. It's a weird way to do it, I guess. Well, maybe not. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? Uh, but the scale is throwing off. Well, we're gonna limit it. We're gonna limit. The scale is throwing off where it is. If we horizontally fill, then we put it already says it's centered. We put the fuck was that? On the control is the problem here. That would be the problem. All right, so we want this though. If I click this here, it goes way over there. All right, who the fuck knows why that is? It's because it's the scale, I'm assuming. This is centered. Hmm. And let's make this really big. Sorry, I'm laughing at the ridiculousness of this. All right, so this is what is going on here. We got this label. It's here. This control is here. Yeah, it's um. This node is a child of a regular control. We put this thing back, but it still doesn't even put it in the center. Um. All right. I was thinking maybe we need to trick it, like put another thing beneath the control and have that thing centered and this thing centered inside that. Um, the canvas item stretch mode. I'm trying to see what they were talking about. They said there's a canvas item stretch mode. Canvas mode would be in here? So they're saying he had it sit here. Oh, what other things is it gonna fuck up though? Oh, I'm on the wrong game. But I don't see anything fucked up here, so that's 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 fine. Let's put this back. Disabled. Close. Defines how the base size is stretched to fit the resolution. And I don't think this has anything to do with this. The base size fits our width and I don't think this is what we want to be messing with right now. Maybe later. Let's go to a different. Um, if it is, select the label and go to the inspector, go to canvas item, then texture filter and set it to near set. All right, let's close this guy. Canvas item what? Texture. Oh, nearest. And then let's make this back to normal size. And make this... Nope. That's for pixel art too. Let's go back over here. How to make text not pixelated. Hmm. So what that guy would be saying would be like you set this. I guess this is the same issue that we were having before. Just make the whole label. We could put the whole control. Which would be nice if that worked. But I can't get it to center. And I don't quite it's got to be, it's because the scale is throwing it off. So what happens if we put I think that's if we put a thing inside a thing. If we we have a control, we could put a H box. What a pain in the ass. H box container here. And scale the H box container though? No. Uh, try not to roll over my cord again. It's the little things. It's always the little things. Um, in this part, well, it's expanding the scale out to back to 1. Um, but I bet you this thing doesn't. It's back to probably the same weirdness where this goes over to the side. Yeah. So that's not going to do us any good. Um. Well, we can just delete it and start over. I mean, we can just start the whole thing over. We need a control. And then I want the control to be centered. And then I want a label. And we need to put in some words. Lord whatevs. And Now we need to go to the scale. This doesn't look quite as big, so let's go 0.1. And yeah, then it goes over to the side. So let's go back up to here and make sure this is on center, and top is what we want. Because your control point is over there, and that's the parent. Where? It's not this? Top left is the... This thing is the anchor, that little plus. I thought this thing was the anchor. Um, your control is being anchored based off its parent, and the text is being adjusted based on its parent. Um, so what is what? So it isn't the little plus. Your control is being anchors based off its parent. So if the control is centered based on your hero token, its position is in the negative. So if I change this thing, well, no, it's set at 0. I mean, I know that's that, but I mean, so we would need to move it down here, is what you're saying. Moving this thing down here, but then when I spawn it, it's gonna come off at an angle, right? So it doesn't do this when it's normal. When it's only starts doing this when I mess with the size, with the scale. Like there it is centered at the top. And then when I put in the scale is when it gets fucked up. Then your anchor, when I change font size, yes, that was what I was doing originally. So if we go to, you know, if 6 was the one I was using, it gets worse. And that one person said, "Oh, you're supposed to make it bigger than scale it," but the minute I start scaling it, it starts zipping off to the side. Under texture, if you change the filter, um, so I changed it to nearest. Let's go back to 6. I mean, there's some other. That, you know, that looks, if we're going for pixel art, um, what happens if we put a font in here? All right, that doesn't do us any good. Well, we don't have a font here. Does not do us any good. It looks different. Your other option is just place it in it, anchor in it. It's anchor yourself instead of using it. But the name changes. They're gonna change length. I would have to somehow like put it in there perfectly centered. I guess it's possible. Um, so we go like that, and then we go back to our scale here. I've learned never to fuck with scale. That's why I was reluctant to do it. Um, what's the size on this puppy? I mean, that looks pretty damn good. But when we start changing the size, well, let's see what happens. Bye. Um, that was not what I was expecting. We can make it bigger, though. We don't have to make it. What does this thing do? When active, moves control nodes change their anchor instead of their offsets. I think I did, but let's try it. Let's go back to here. It might still be scaled. I don't think it is. There would be very, very tiny. Um, let's put this thing back to 1. And let's put where's this shit? Texture, layout, transform, 0.5. I'm gonna move this. It's less off. But that could be that this isn't centered. Top center. Then I wonder if I can put another control, have a control, and then have it you know, I mean, I guess that, well, let's see what happens when we type in here. All right, so that works how we want it. To a point. I wonder. We'll rename this stuff in a minute. There we go. We just had to. Hey, scaling the control was the solution. We just had to trick it. Looks pretty good though, sharp. I mean, like I said, you're never gonna zoom in that that far. This is gonna be. I'm gonna call this the and I'm gonna call this one label control. The problem with that is, well, name. The problem with this is it's gonna get. I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna wonder why these are like that later. I thought you said never scale it. You said never scale it. Um, all right. So now we have this, and then in select token, we're gonna want to adjust the name. Export. Well, let's make sure that this label updates, and then I'll call it a. I knew that this was going to be a pain. I didn't think that this labeling part was. It's interesting that I'm noticing different things between the games. Like I didn't notice that that text was pixelated. When I go to this, I don't think I have it open. I want to look at it. Let's see here. These are public class. I'm thinking that like the easiest way to do this. The token itself also knows its name. Um, so let's see here. I can tell my brains has stopped working at this point. Maybe I'll just call it a day. We're basically at 3 hours anyways, and I'll put this. We gotta make it so. Put a name label on the hero. We'll put a note in here. A label is there, but we need it to update when the node name is changed. All right. So we got some stuff. We actually got kind of a lot of stuff done. I knew the stacking heroes thing. It was going to be a fucking. It was such a pain before. I don't know. We'll see if it's gonna be a nightmare, because it's always a nightmare, because it was before. I think I did it rewrote it like 3 times or something. Anyways, that is it for me today. Thank you guys again for the help, and I probably will stream tomorrow. I don't know, but most likely. All right, bye.